Black attorney Chris McCall has made his plan to run for Peoria County State's attorney now official. He joins us now in studio. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So already the county board just last week, they appointed Jody Hughes to be in that role to fill the space of the late Jerry Brady. Now you are eyeing for 2020 when that seat will come back for election.
That is correct.
To be clear. Why so? Why have you chosen to run for this position?
Well, because I believe that service is the rent that we pay in society. I grew up in Peoria, and I've read over and over again and seen people interview such as yourself and speaking to individuals who say, well, the goal is to hurry up and get out of Peoria because it is becoming more and more dangerous. I actually think that I have something I can give to people who live here, and that is the ability to explain to kids that you can grow up here, you can become successful, but we need to have a little bit more of a focus on abuse, neglect, inappropriate relationships, dysfunctional relationships. I don't believe that whether or not you are successful in this county should have any bearing on where you grew up or where you are from. And so those are some of the things I want to change. And so one of my goals is to go out in the community, speak to our youth, speak to our kids, and let them know that if you follow certain guidelines, certain principles, you have the chance of being successful. So that's why I chose to run.
All right, so you're from Peoria, 16 years experience within the legal field.
Yes.
And even worked within the state's attorney's office under two state's attorneys ago, Kevin Lyons.
That's correct.
You mentioned some of the things you want to change. A lot of that is community outreach. How does that impact what you do on the day-to-day basis of state's attorney?
The reason that impacts what you do on a day-to-day basis as state's attorney is because if individuals realize that they have hope, that there are other options, you can use that vessel or that platform as the state's attorney to go around and speaking to kids and let them know that they have a chance with their future if they follow certain guidelines, if they stay out of trouble, if they have appropriate relationships. If kids, for example, this is becoming more and more of a violent area. It is hard nowadays growing up. Well, it's hard nowadays for people to realize that you don't have to have 3 and 4 people jump someone for a fight. It's already inappropriate that you fight someone, but you don't have to use guns. You don't have to commit mob action. What is happening now is inappropriate activities are becoming more and more normal here. And so those are some of the things I want to do using that platform.
All right, I listed off a bit of your experience, and a lot of people look at Jody Hughes and say, hey, she's had a great career as well. So both of you have experience behind you within this. Both of you also applied. You're the only 2 applicants, from what I understand, for this role, for the appointment side of it. Again, up for re-election in 2020. Why do you believe the board went with Mrs. Hughes over you at this point in time?
Well, first of all, Jody Hughes is a phenomenal attorney, and she was a great prosecutor. That would be a question for Andrew Rand. He is the person who made the recommendation, and that was ratified by the Peoria County Board. But nonetheless, I believe when 2020 comes around, I think the community and I think the citizens of Peoria County will have a chance to determine who they think will be the best person for Peoria County State's Attorney, especially when you have needs that are continuously evolving in Peoria County. As I said, I will be tough on crime. I will be tough on violent crime especially, but what I want to do is use community partners to help us become a stronger community together and to help kids stay away from unnecessary crime.
All right. Well, Chris McCall has already put his name into the race for Peoria County State's Attorney for 2020. Best of luck to you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.